Brandon, what's up, my man? Welcome back to episode 31 of Beyond the Game. We got a lot to cover. A lot has happened in the past week of football. If you have just been paying attention to any of it, um, so we had state championships over the past 3 days in high school football, college football. Playoff bracket was set, and some team just wanted to cry about it. We'll get to that later. I'm your host, Jordan Barrett, man, joined by the quarterback, Brandon Bullens. Brandon, how you doing this morning, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Like you said, a lot of football to cover today, and I'm gonna be fired up whenever we get the college football bracket. I got a lot to say over there.
Man, it's the best time of the year. Football games are mattering across the league, across all high school, college, and NFL, man. But we'll start with some college, or some high school sports, man. It was state championship week. Around high school, and we some of these games were good, some of them were not. We'll start with the 1A state championship. These Wilson Prep and Robinsonville, and then Huff and Millbrook both played Thursday. Um, Wilson Prep ends up beating Robinsonville 9-8 to win the 1A state championship, and then Huff beats Millbrook 21-0 to win the 8A state championship. Both teams came into this game undefeated, Brandon, and unfortunately, I feel like okay, this was a little bit closer than the oh we lost Brandon, but this was a little bit closer than the 7A, or the 7A game was closer than the 8A game. I thought at least, that Grimsley run would run the table more than Huff did with 8A. But for Huff to go into this game and absolutely dominate Millbrook was something. Um, the Huskies defense, their defense has just been really good all season. They held Millbrook to just 122 yards, and four first downs in the second half. Just in this shutout, that's crazy. In a state championship game, their quarterback has been phenomenal all season. Junior quarterback Ethan Royal was the game's MVP. He finished with 199 total yards and three touchdowns, two rushing, one passing. Huff really got going early. They opened up the game with the 12 play drive, and ended it on a 1 yard touchdown. All right, Brandon, we got you back. I was just saying, man, Huff beat Millbrook 21-0, and we were kind of thinking Grimsley was really the dominant team here in the state. I mean,
Hmm.
granted, they went and won the state championship in 7A, but this game here, they just absolutely got handled. They only gave up 122 yards to Millbrook, and only four first downs in the second half. I was just saying, the quarterback Ethan Royal, he was the MVP. He had 199 yards, two rushing, one passing touchdown. Um, they really set the tone from the beginning of the game. They opened the game with a 12 play drive, and capped it off with a 1 yard touchdown to go up 7-0, and just really never looked back. Millbrook had opportunities. Um, they blocked the punt, and Huff even muffed the punt, but they just could not convert those opportunities into points. Um, Brandon, like, just let's kind of talk about the giving up 122 points. I mean, 122 yards. They only gave up 122 yards. When your defense comes out and plays like that, you can win any football game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just given the opportunity to be in a state championship is one thing, right? But to go
Yeah,
out and dominate like they did, to give up just over 100 yards, that's just an entire hats off, tip of the cap to Huff's defensive scheme, their defensive coordinator, the players that went out there and got the job done. That is absolutely phenomenal. Once again,
yeah,
especially in the state championship, you're playing the best team you probably have ever that you faced all season. So that's just even even more. That's the cherry on top. So congrats to those guys for pulling out a huge.
Oh man, yeah. But huge congrats to those guys for pulling out that win. Um, like I said before, though, both teams came into this game undefeated. That it was just really a shocker to see this game end the way that it did. But Friday we had Watauga versus Middle Creek for the 6A state championship, and Watauga would get the win, 47-25. Watauga's kind of been on a roll over the past few years, and they've added another state championship to their resume. Another great game. Well, I'm not gonna say it was a great game, but Grimsley beat Clayton for the 7A state championship, 24-14. This is Grimsley's second straight state title, and their third in 6 years. And this extends their win streak to 31 games. I mean, I was corrected a lot the last time I said this, but um, since that Charlotte Independence team in the early 2000s, um, this Grimsley team has really just been the most dominant team um, that we've really seen. Um, Grimsley trailed; they were trailing in this game early after Clayton was able to get the first points on the board. Um, they had with a 13-yard run, but Grimsley came back and scored on a 7-yard touchdown run from Brandon Faison to Hudson Cooper, um, and it was kind of once the Grimsley got the lead in this game, they never really looked back. In the third quarter, Grimsley's Makai Yan returned an interception for 38-yard touchdown, um, which I get it really Clayton just got outplayed in this game. They didn't quit though. They broke a 61-yard run in the fourth quarter and cut the deficit to 24-14. Um, and in the final minute, Clayton had an opportunity to score a touchdown inside the 5, but just couldn't get it done as time expired. Um, but Brandon, I was saying, uh, Grimsley really, other than Clayton scoring that first touchdown, Grimsley really dominated this game. Their quarterback, Faison Brandon, was the MVP. He finished with 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. Um, like we we've kind of kept up with it all year. Grimsley and Huff have kind of just been dominant in what they've been doing in the teams they've been playing against, and they just they just win again. That's all I can really say. Grimsley, like I said before, Grimsley, this is their 31st straight win. Um, this is their third state championship in 6 years, and their second straight.
Yep. That is, I mean, just phenomenal. I mean, hats off to Grimsley. They have absolutely built a powerhouse over there.
Yeah,
I think the only thing we need now is for Huff and Grimsley to line it
yeah.
up
We need a
this
we
upcoming
need a
Saturday.
game.
Yeah, we need something. We need something for sure. We would love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, we need to start getting some of these early season matchups, these out of conference matchups. I mean, I think I think around the state had a pretty good like out of conference schedule. Like looking around and seeing those games that we got, especially with Reedsville losing a few early. We'll get to them a little bit later as they won another state championship. But you had that Huff and West Charlotte matchup early in the season. Grimsley, Grimsley and West Forsyth. Like there were some good out of conference matchups this year. But we need to see this one. This one is one we need to see. Um, but just going back to Reedsville, man, they got another won another state championship. What can I say? Like
What's new? What's new?
what's really new with them? I believe this is their what? Well, Reidsville, they beat Brevard 50-20 for the 4A state championship. Um, this is this was the score was actually pretty settled pretty early in the game. Reidsville went up 43-7 at halftime, um, which triggered a running clock in the state championship game, which is crazy. Deontay Neal, who's really just an athlete for them, was named the game's MVP. He finished with a big performance all around. He had 158 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, had another 65 on the ground and a touchdown. Had 4 tackles, a fumble recovery, and an interception return. He really dominated this game. And then 5-star tight end Keandre Harrison also racked up another 105 yards with 2 touchdowns, including a long 70-yard touchdown, and contributed to the defense as well. Um, he had 6 sacks, 6 tackles, 2 for a loss, and a sack. Reidsville's quarterback Tyson Broadway was 10 of 11 for 283 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like this game was outrageous. There wasn't really anything they could do with them. Um, yeah, it's just the more talented team got the win. Um, this extends Reidsville's winning streak. Hey, real quick though, we gonna call Spectrum and see what they got going on.
Shit, we need to take a 5-minute intermission so I can let them know what the business is.
Like what it really is.
Going to my phone, so hopefully this will be better for us.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But I was saying this is Reidsville's. Um, they actually have the most state championships in North Carolina High School Athletic Association history. And here's just another one. Um, and tip to the cap to them because they've been doing it for a while, honestly. Um, they're like I was saying, Brandon. They really just they just outmatched the team that they played against. Man, they're Deontay Neal, who was their MVP, he had 3 touchdowns, over 215 yards, and then he had 4 tackles, a fumble recovery, and an interception for a touchdown. The kid had 4 touchdowns on the
Jesus.
day, um, and then that's not even including the 5-star tight end they have. He went for another 105 and 2 tuds. Um, had 6 tackles, 2 for a loss, and a sack. Quarterback went 10 for 11 for 283. Like they're just outmatched. I understand we do these conferences divisions based on the kids in the school, but Reidsville can't keep doing this, bro. They just simply cannot. We need to get them. Okay, they might not need to be playing Huff and Grimsley, but let's at least get them in 6A or something. Like let's get them. We need them. We need them to go. We need them going to Charlotte. We need them going to Raleigh. We need to get them. They got to stop playing these country kids.
Yeah.
This is not fair, especially
Yeah.
not with a 6'8" tight end.
They're playing these corn-fed kids who,
Bro,
they
like,
haven't.
they're strong.
Yeah.
They're not fast. They're
No.
not fast.
Not at all. You got Mike linebackers wearing a choke collar out there, man. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, running the wing tee and stuff, man. God almighty. Man, and then the most points put up this weekend, Shelby beats Kinston 84-41 for the 3A state championship. The Golden Lions capture their 13th state championship. Um, this is their 8th straight. This is another team. This is another team. Like at what point do we say like something has to change?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Why don't we get Shelby to play uh Reidsville?
I would love to see that.
Like
I would love to see that
can we
matchup.
get something? Because what do you mean they put up 84 points? Both of these teams, both of these games had running clocks. How are we having running clocks in a state championship
Okay,
game?
first off, I didn't even know they did that in state championship games. But how demoralizing is that to be on the other side of the field, being like, bro, they just put up a running clock on us in the state championship game.
Okay, but would you? I feel like in these games, it's like you don't go into the game expecting to get beat, but you know what it is. Versus you look at that Huff game, both these teams came into the game undefeated, and you get shut out,
Yeah.
21-0.
Yeah.
Like if this was if you playing a game at your friend's crib, you got to pass the sticks. You just got like you
Big bro,
gotta,
thinking, bro.
yeah, that's crazy, man. But Shelby's quarterback, bro, he threw for 459 yards, 8 touchdowns.
8? Now you're that right? 8?
Eight touchdowns.
Good God.
8 touchdowns, 2 rushing. He accounted for 10 touchdowns, and I think that may have been.
That's got to
may
be
have
a record, bro.
that I think that broke. I don't know if Hendon Hooker had this record, but I would assume so. When he was at Dudley, they had I think he had like 6 or 8 touchdowns in the state championship game, and it's just like
That's unbelievable. I mean, even scoring like 3 in a game, it's like I had a good
it's
day.
crazy. You had a day. You've had a day with three or 4 of them things. Yeah.
You go down and put up 10, dude. Dude, here's the sad part. Some quarterbacks, I'm not knocking any quarterbacks, but some quarterbacks in the entire state don't even have 10 touchdowns on the season.
In the season, yeah.
And you're putting up 10 in the state.
Especially you head out east. Exactly, Kinston is out there out east. You head out east. They don't play that type of football.
Yeah.
That is part of the reason why Kinston is even here, because they actually throw the ball.
Yeah.
But they can't do nothing with that. 84 points.
Offense, go out and match the quarterback that's putting up 10.
Bro. But then even if your offense went out and your offense as a whole matched what their quarterback did, you still had another 14. You still had another two more touchdowns to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They scored 12 touchdowns. What are we talking about? That's like 3 or 4 games worth of points. Like,
I want to know what concepts they're running in the state championship game. What did they see on film that said, "Hey, we could really expose this, and this," and they just went out and executed it?
That exactly though. Like, is it missed assignments on defense, or are they just scheming up or drawing? Like, what is the offensive coordinator doing, or are your athletes just better? Are we missing tackles? Like, but you can't even miss that many tackles though. Like. Shelby had a total of 644 yards on offense. 3 receivers had over 100 yards, and they had a 100-yard rusher.
That's unbelievable. Like, those are literally video game numbers.
Based on that, you're just telling me they got better athletes, because you just told me 3 receivers. You didn't have a corner on that field that could match up with anybody. Anybody.
He's on at least 4 different people's highlights tapes after that.
Oh, bro. I don't know if any of them have scholarships, but I'm sure if any of the coaches see that, they're gone. Like, there's no way. There's no way. You know, like Coach Terry used to run up, blow the whistle, get down low, and be like, "You just gave him a scholarship." That whole offense just got offered based on that state championship game.
Quarterback might be going to Bama after this.
Bro, what? What? That is insane. But nonetheless, Crest beat Hunt 31-14 in the 5A state championship. And then Tarboro rolls again. Tarboro wins another state championship, shutting out Murphy 22-0 to win the 2A state championship. Man, Brandon, before we move on to college football, is there anything that you would like to say about these games or share with the folks? Because I think we were kind of talking about it before we started the show. Some of the semifinal games were better than the state championship games.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're looking at Northern Guilford versus I think it was Watauga last week.
Yeah,
winning the state championship. That was a 1-point game that came down to literally the last play of the game. And so for them to go out and beat Middle Creek, it looks like they doubled them basically. I mean,
Hold them up. Yeah.
it's just, and I don't want to knock any other school, but it's like, dude, if you're coming out of the West, it seems just predominantly this year, if you win the West, you're almost guaranteeing yourself a state championship, and
Yeah.
that's not to knock any school out in the East, but like you said, they just play different brand of football out on the east side of the state. It's very run heavy oriented. And they just don't quite have the athletes, or even sometimes it looks like they might not even have the coaching to keep up with a lot of the big city schools, obviously Winston, Greensboro, Charlotte on the west side of the state.
Yeah, and bro, I just remember this reminded me a lot of our sophomore year. Um, we go and have what was arguably, you could argue, game of the decade
Yeah.
against Mallard Creek at home. And then Mallard Creek goes and beats the same Page team that we beat earlier in the year and beats them by like 60 points in the state championship
I
game.
think it was like 42-0. Like, it was disgusting.
Bro, a team with Javon Lee, with the running back that went to Maryland and went to the NFL, had played. I believe he got a second contract in the NFL.
Yeah.
But this was. I mean, a lot of teams that we as we've kind of continued to watch this throughout the year. We kind of knew early who was gonna win and be in some of these state championship games, and they kind of played out as expected. We didn't put too much emphasis on hadn't really seen or watched too much 1A football with like Wilson Prep, but I do know that Tarboro, they've kind of been a team. They've been a heavy hitter for a while. Down in 2A. But I like that this year we've expanded this to eight divisions, and we're getting playoffs. Eight, like, it just allows for more playoff games, more teams, more opportunities, and then you just don't get some of those. Like, I believe like our freshman year, like, yes, we were big 4A, but like we were one of the smaller schools on the big 4A, and it was like us and Reagan. And Reagan went little 4A, we went big 4A, and it was just like, okay, if we would have been in the smaller 4A bracket, maybe we go win a state championship.
Yeah.
But instead, no, we've got to go play. We've got to go play. What we ended up beating Independence that year.
Yes. And are you talking about our sophomore year or freshman year?
Freshman year, because we beat first game, bro. I remember. I don't want to stay on this game too much, but I remember. Do you remember freshman year when we got moved up for the playoffs, bro? And you ran the play with no play called. I was thinking about that the other day. I thought about that the other day. I don't remember what made me think about that, but I thought about that the other day, bro.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So to give context, so we have like different tempos built into the offense, right?
Yeah.
One of the tempos is where you line up, there's no play called, and you just, as a quarterback, you go up there and you don't say anything. You're literally just like looking at the defense. And so like, this is our 10th game of the season. We just coming off of JV. We're 8 quarters, so this is our first varsity game.
Yeah.
I'm nervous as shit, right? Like, I'm scared out of my mind.
This was the first round of the playoffs. I think we were playing Olympic, maybe.
It was either Olympic or McDowell.
McDowell. I believe that's who McDowell.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, like, what if he has me throw the ball here? What if I throw like all those situations where like, what if I throw a pick? I like say a cadence. You're not supposed to in this tempo, and Willer is losing his mind. Like, all of a sudden, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm just like, dude, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know.
Was the ball snapped?
I think so.
I feel
like Pee Wee did snap it.
Yeah.
I think Pee Wee snapped it, and nobody moved, and then they called it like a false start.
Yeah, nah, that was funny. Cause I remember, bro, same game, bro. I wanted to run the ball so bad, but I didn't. And I remember last play, like Tracy ended up scoring, but Tracy, like, the ball was snapped to me. The ball didn't even touch my hands. Tracy just took it and just scored. I'm like, but yeah, yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But you know what's not good times? What they got going over there in South Bend, Indiana. Oh man. The college football playoffs are set. On the other end of Indiana, though, the Hoosiers, they got the 1 seed. Beating Ohio State. I hope that kicker didn't get too many death threats. but it was a long day for them. And what I would say was probably the best team they faced this year. I don't really think Michigan was that good of a team. I think the second best game they played this year was against Texas, and they first game of the season. I would have liked to see that game played a little bit later in the year, but you know how things work with these conferences. You know, all we can do is just be thankful that we at least got a good game early in the season.
Yeah.
Like, um, Ohio State to Georgia beat the absolute shit out. You know what? They dog walked Alabama. Okay. Texas Tech handled BYU. They remain at 4. Oregon 5, Ole Miss 6, Texas A&M 7, Oklahoma 8, Alabama 9, Miami at 10, Tulane at 11, and James Madison at 12. Um, Before we kind of start talking about these matchups, Brandon, is there like anything about this that you didn't really like, or that you like? What are your thoughts on this bracket?
I'm going to answer this as truthfully as I can. The committee got it right.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
They 100% got this right. And it's not, and here's where I get so like, not frustrated, but I see people's arguments of like, oh, this isn't the best 12 teams in football. It was never built. The playoff wasn't built to be the best 12 teams.
No.
It was for the 12 teams that deserved to be in the playoff. James Madison and Tulane have a combined 3 losses. That's better than what a couple teams that actually made the playoff. There's what and I'm not trying to knock Alabama. Alabama's a 3.
Alabama's got 3. Yeah.
Alabama's a 3-loss team, still made the playoff. Well, James Madison's a 1-loss team, and they won their conference. How did they not deserve a shot to play? They're a top 20 team in the country. Why don't they deserve a shot to play? Same thing for Tulane. So like I think the committee absolutely got it right. I mean the scheme and the system itself, it's the top 5 ranked conference winners. Well, if you don't win your conference, you're not guaranteed a spot. They did it. Tulane and JMU did everything they needed to win their conference, earn a spot, and that's exactly what happened. So
Hey,
for
Notre
people to
Dame,
say,
join the conference.
join a conference, win one, stop your bitching. Like, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But yeah, I think the committee got it right, man. I understand it's quote unquote not the best 12 teams, but there's always going to be somebody left out. If this was a 32 team bracket, teams 33, 34, and 35 would still be bitching. Call it what it is.
Okay. I think we damn sure don't need that many teams. I think they could copy something like the FCS playoffs. I don't know. But I feel like the format for this is there, but we're just not using it. But I agree with you for the most part. Notre Dame has just been able to do whatever they want for too long, and so I'm glad that this has happened. I I don't necessarily know how I feel about Miami, but I understand when it came to Notre Dame versus Miami.
Yes.
Do I think BYU probably should have got that spot? I understand why they didn't, because they lost to the same team, they got blown out by the same team twice.
Yes.
And then you talk about the ACC not even having anybody in the conference, like in there. And so it's like, okay, I can understand it. Do I love it? Not necessarily. Because I just think you look at, like, why doesn't a team like, why doesn't Duke get a real shot? Like, I understand they lost 5 games.
Yeah.
But they also did something that Miami did not do, and that was win a conference championship.
Yes.
I understand, like you said, it's the 5 highest ranked teams. Okay. I just think this just shows that the format of it is broken. You can't get mad at what the teams that they put in. You got to get mad at the format and the way that they even have this thing laid out. But I say that to say that I think we'll get some good games, bro. If JMU comes out and just plays half as well as their media team has been doing, especially on Twitter, bro, we're gonna have us a game. We're gonna have us a football game.
Their media team has been going crazy. I've been
going
seeing it.
crazy.
I
And you
love
know
it.
what I like about it too is the fact that Oregon's media team is kind of playing along with it. And they put out the little video of them in slow motion and it was like Duke's by 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Oregon puts out the video of like JMU in full speed and like, okay, what is in the water down there? And it's like I'm here for this game, bro. But I also think like this is what college football is about. Like
Yes.
it's the pageantry, the tradition in the schools, and just really having something to play for. And it's like these schools, like JMU, bro. JMU has like I don't know the terminology or what exactly I want to use for it, but like if there's been like an American dream for college football, like that is JMU, bro.
That is
Like
James Madison.
that is
That is
James
James
Madison.
Madison.
Like they have worked their way up from like an unknown school winning the FCS championships and doing like bro they came in the FBS and started winning
Yes.
like
And,
this
and
is
that
not
was just to give context. That was less than 10 years ago. That was like 7 years ago when
yeah
they joined the FBS.
yeah and bro and I don't know who the athletic director is down there, but that man deserves a raise. I don't know how much money they're paying him, but he deserves a raise, bro. Like he continues to find coaches, and honestly, like somebody raised the question: did Billy Napier just like fire himself out of a better job?
You might have.
Bro. I mean, granted, they have standards, and but they don't. JMU isn't looking at their team like Florida, and you damn sure aren't playing the same talent as a Florida is week in and week out.
Right.
Granted, you might not be getting those same players, but you're recruiting at the top of the Sun Belt. You're
Yeah.
definitely recruiting at the top of the Sun Belt and FCS schools. When you look at FBS group of 5, group of 6 schools, you're recruiting at the top of that now. Like I think they've been doing it for a long time, especially when you bro, yes, Alonzo's our guy, but that motherfucker can throw the football. Like
Yes.
he is a talented thrower of the football, bro. And so
And I
I'm
think,
here for all of
and
it.
there's just even more context to it, like you said. So James Madison, 2016, 2017, won back-to-back FCS national championships.
I say that again. They did what?
They back-to-back national championships at the FCS
Back-to-back.
level, right before they joined FBS. Since they've joined FBS, have the 4th or 5th most wins out of the entire FBS, only behind Ohio State, Bama, Georgia, like those schools, right? They're number 5. So, and I get it. You don't play the same competition level. I get all that stuff. But let's not forget that they have absolutely been dominating all of college football, every opponent they've played over the last, 10 years, decade plus now. So for them to finally get a shot, I think it's absolutely deserved.
It was well deserved.
Now, granted, let's not forget, talking about Alonzo, this is the same Alonzo Barnett that went out and beat Chapel Hill, put up 80 on the road.
Bro.
Put up 80 on Chapel Hill on the road. And that's at the time, that wasn't even under Bill Belichick. That was still under
that was a Mac Brown. That was a good Carolina team though.
That was a great Carolina team. So James Madison has proven themselves to go out and win these big time games.
Yeah.
They've done it before under the same coach, under the same players. Now they have another opportunity to go do it. Like you said, this is the lust story of college football. Let James Madison have a shot. Let's see how they do next weekend.
Let's see how they do. I mean, can't be any worse than Tennessee, Ohio State last year.
It can't. Oh my! Yeah. Don't even get me started. All these people saying that the group of 5 schools don't deserve a shot, saying it's going to be a blowout. Okay, Penn State beat Boise State 34-10. Ohio State was up on Oregon 34-0. Georgia beat Tennessee by God knows how much. This all happened in the first round last season alone.
It was just BTA all around. But you know what I also think? Why, bro? We saw how many teams last year lost in the first round. I'm going to continue to harp on we need to fix this. There's no reason. Brandon, imagine going a damn month without playing a football game and then all of a sudden you're playing the biggest game of your season.
Yeah, it's insane.
Bro, 2 weeks is long enough. 2 weeks is maybe even, I'm not gonna say too long because we still have to have these first round bye. But bro, this past weekend we should have been playing the first round of these games.
Yeah, I
Like
no, I agree. I
move
agree.
move Army Navy to week 0. Don't play any other games on week 0. Let them play week 0 and start playing games. Start playing games. And
Or like even just move the Army Navy game to like a Friday or a Sunday, and then all of college football playoff is running on that Saturday. I mean,
yeah, that's
I think
fair too. Because
you're getting
the
a
whole
better concept
yeah,
that way.
yeah, that's fair too. Because the whole thing was with the whole Army Navy thing was okay, this day was supposed to be dedicated to Army Navy. Well, that's not even the case anymore because not only is the FCS having their whole playoffs, I think they've been doing that for a while, but
Yeah,
they got their whole playoffs. But then we had a bowl game last night.
yeah.
Like we had Washington Boise last night, and granted, I thought that was going to be a good game. It was 3-3 for a while, but Washington just came out and started beating them boys like it was nobody's business. But but I just I we need to. I think that's a bad narrative to think that these teams are going to get blown out. And I guess that leads me to my next point. I don't know if y'all can see the little Irish man at the bottom of the screen holding a little football or whatever. But essentially, that's what they did. They took their ball and went home. Um,
Reach.
they said y'all aren't gonna do what we want to do, so we're not gonna play. Um, I hope Notre Dame, or I hope Marcus Freeman goes to the Giants. You know what? This is just a little microcosm of like this whole thing. But I don't like that for the first time that Notre Dame essentially gets fucked over. Like they got a black head coach, but that's neither here nor there. But but like Notre Dame has done what they wanted since they've been a team since the '80s, and I just I just look like what makes you think that you deserved a playoff spot over BYU or Texas? That's my question. Or Vanderbilt for that matter. Like
Yeah.
let's talk about all three of those teams behind them. Vanderbilt finished with the same record, had a better schedule. BYU had played in the conference championship game and finished with a better record. Texas finished with one more loss than y'all, but played a harder schedule. And you're telling me you only had two good games this season, two quality opponents in Texas A&M and Miami, the two teams that are about to play this week, and you lost to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you're telling me that you deserve to be in the playoffs.
Oh, let's not forget that they beat Stanford. Let's not forget that they beat NC State, who finished barely bowl eligible. Like,
Bro, and people are talking about Notre Dame would have finished the season undefeated if they had Alabama's record. I mean Alabama's schedule.
no,
Brother, do you understand? We probably had the hardest 4 weeks of a football season. That's why we don't have a team. That's why we just went out there and got the doors beat off of us because we half of our. Granted, Georgia isn't that healthy either, but our damn team is hurt.
yeah, I mean, I saw the stretch for next season. I think there's a 5-week stretch. You go like LSU, Georgia. I don't even
Bro,
remember the other teams, but
you
it was
got
just,
LSU, Georgia, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, and I think they got like a bye in there.
yeah. And I'm like, dude, that's just insane. That's the craziest stretch of 4 games of anybody's schedule ever. Like it's wild.
Bro, and then you got teams like I forget who it was in the SEC next year, but they don't have to play. I feel like everybody on their schedule has to put Georgia and Alabama on their schedule.
Yes.
Georgia, Bama, Texas. I don't even think Texas is that much of a powerhouse. I just think Texas is Texas. And the name, just the name of Texas. And I I need better football games, bro. Like I need better football games in conference. Because granted, I talk about the depth of the SEC all the time, but I just don't want Texas like okay, Red River they're gonna play, but Texas versus Oklahoma. Texas beat Oklahoma, but essentially that game didn't even matter.
Yeah, because I mean, here they are, both of them. I mean, one's out, one's in, but the winner of the rivalry is out. Like
It's out. It's out.
It's out. Yeah.
Let me get. I know we can't predict who's going to be what in conference, but bro, it's just like I don't need like Texas A&M, bro. Their toughest game of the season was the best team on their schedule was Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they lost to Texas and almost lost to South Carolina, but I just go ahead, Brennan. What do you have to say about Notre Dame though? Like,
I think you robbed your seniors and your fans of one last game for this season.
Well, we're gonna go bowling though, but we're gonna go have a bowling tournament or something. Like,
that's what. Wait, they're seriously gonna have a bowling tournament?
Oh yeah, you didn't see that?
No.
They made an announcement saying that they're having like a bowling fundraiser for the football team.
A
like
fundraiser.
Like a bowling, like with pins, like actual bowling balls. Like, yeah.
I have so many thoughts on that.
Yeah.
My first thought that came to my mind when I heard this is, so the reason that they're not in a conference is because they can make more money that way.
Yeah.
But then you turn around and need an effing fundraiser. You already have more money. Where's that money going?
Bro, mind you, they get 50 million. They're getting like $50 million from NBC. Bro, James Madison, when they made the playoff, the Sun Belt. Every team in the Sun Belt got an extra $300,000, bro. That is more than some of those teams' entire athletic budget.
Yes. And it's like, this is our representative. Like, this is why college football is so great, because these schools actually get some representation at this level.
Exactly.
But no, these nerds want to see effing Notre Dame make the playoff and lose in a game that they should have probably wanted to begin with. They do it every single year. We've seen it since 1984. Like, we're done with Notre Dame. We are done with Notre Dame.
Done with them. Join a conference, and you know what? I really hope it's true about these schools freezing them out at this point. If Notre Dame doesn't want to forget joining a conference. If Notre Dame doesn't want to be a full member of the ACC, like the Big 12 told them, it's all or nothing. I don't want the Big 10 told them it's all or nothing. I don't want the Big 12 or the SEC or somebody else bringing these guys in just on football, because then you're allowing them to do what they want to.
Everybody say what's up to Little Pooh.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Nora, what are your thoughts on Notre Dame? Good or bad?
Bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we don't like Notre Dame.
Okay, go see Mommy.
Is that your sister's daughter?
Yeah, that's my niece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, that just made me feel old.
Yeah, I mean, golly, how long have you known my sister? 20 years, probably, something close to it.
Damn near Brandon. Yeah, bro.
We're
bro.
We're on.
Yeah, bro. Dang, that's crazy, because it was a long time ago when you broke your arm, but damn, it don't seem like it.
Yeah.
But man, last night, Fernando Mendoza won Heisman. Don't know how I really feel about that. I saw a stat that, bro, Johnny Manziel had more rushing yards this year when he won the Heisman than Jeremiah Love did this year. Go ahead.
I was about to say, it just felt like this year's Heisman candidate race was just so like weak, and I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Like, we're used to seeing Jaden Daniels, who put up 6,000 yards, Burrow, who put up 8,000 or something ridiculous, Devontae Smith, who had like 15 receiving touchdowns. I mean, we're used to seeing these video game numbers, but yet here we are, Fernando Mendoza with one game over 300 yards passing, who has
ended with 2,980 yards, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 88.5.
It's mid, and I'm not comparing myself to him, but I did those same exact numbers in 10 games. He got 13 to do it. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's just a weak year in the Heisman candidate race. It is what it is.
And the Johnny Manziel point, in college football, they factor in sacks into rushing yards. So, like, I just congratulations to him. But I just don't. But who would you have given it to? Like, there just wasn't anybody to give it to.
They should have given it to Ashton Jinty from last year.
Bro, exactly. Like, I think, like, Todd Simpson was on track until those last 3 or 4 games, bro, and he just kind of nosedived. Oh well, that's kind of all I can say. Oh well.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know the Heisman candidate was going on last night. To be real,
bro,
I didn't.
No one cared. No one cared. But in more exciting news, last night or yesterday, we had the Celebration Bowl, the 10th annual Cricket Celebration Bowl at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where South Carolina State beat Prairie View A&M 40-38 in quadruple overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Prairie View built a 21-0 lead at halftime, and the game pretty much looked over. I'm not gonna lie to you. I turned to it and turned right back away from it because I said, there are better basketball games on. But South Carolina, I should not have. South Carolina State came roaring back, man. They scored 21 in the third quarter to tie it up and force overtime. After 3 overtimes, the game was tied at 38. In the fourth overtime, South Carolina State got a 2-point conversion to win the game. Their quarterback Ryan Stubblefield came in late in the second quarter. He threw for 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, and also had 1 rushing. They had a receiver. I guess he's just an offensive athlete. Had 9 catches for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then had another rushing touchdown. In the game-winning 2-point conversion in overtime. For Prairie View, their quarterback had 4. He went for 412 for 4 tuds. And I think he set some history yesterday. And then they had their leading receiver had a 131 for and a touchdown. Brandon, this was a crazy game. You got any thoughts on that one?
About the game itself, I personally have a little bit of connection to South Carolina State, so it's pretty cool that one of the few guys I know over there is able to call themselves a national champ. In terms of just HBCU ball as a whole, I would like to see more of it throughout the regular season. Obviously, we get kind of get spoiled, I guess, in the sense of we get to see our big schools go play every week in and week out. But I would like to see more Group of 5, more HBCU ball, just throughout the regular season. Just sprinkle a game or two here or there. I think it would be just to give them a little bit more love and appreciation. Because at the end of the day, that is still really good football. It might not be the top 25 team in the country in FBS, but it's like, dude, that's still damn good ball. Those kids that we went to high school with that still went there. Guys that you meet throughout college that go to those schools. So, I mean, once again, I think it'd be cool to see more games live.
Yeah, and I also think, though, I understand that the Celebration Bowl, let's just say it gives these guys $1 million, right, for this game. But I think we've got to figure out a way to get into the FCS playoffs because there's no reason why you shouldn't be. There's no reason, and I understand it's a matter of it could just come down to money. But how do you start getting more money? You got to start getting on those bigger stages. I think you look at schools like Hampton. You look at A&T. A&T hasn't necessarily been that good since they've done it, but A&T was rattling off Celebration Bowls. But now they've gone to essentially the same level, but they've gone into a different conference. To where they can play in this FCS playoff if they were good enough, but that you're now competing with those upper echelon teams, the North and South Dakotas.
Yeah.
Who was that? That was somebody blew out. I can't even think of the name. They're the Grizzlies though. They were.
Oh, Montana State.
Montana, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just like. you want to give these kids more opportunities to like just not just win a championship, but like get to the next level. Um, and I think we also need to preach the message that you're not just competing against these kids here in your conference or division, or like, bro, we're competing across the country. Like it's like, I think your first realization of that when it comes to recruiting. Um, you might be the best kid in your city in your high school, but you're competing against a whole country. Well,
Yeah.
hell, even now world, because you got academies in England and other parts of the world that are training these kids to go to IMGs in high school, or to even get scholarships. People are helping them get recruited out of high school, to come to college here in the States and play football. So I just think we need a little bit more, a bit of a bigger stage, especially as a HBCU grad coming from Howard. Like I think we need to really invest in it, because I think aren't too many schools that really invest into their football programs.
Mhm.
Like there aren't, like I think like Jackson State probably has like the biggest, either them or FAMU I think has like the biggest um stadium with like they got like 50, 60,000 plus. But like you're not going to find that regularly
Yeah.
across HBC, like the HBCUs. And so I just think we need to start investing into, I mean, I don't necessarily know how their facilities and things look, but you just got to find the money to start investing into these programs, and start giving these kids the the platform and stage, really. um because especially nowadays, bro, it just comes down to NIL.
Yeah.
Not solely, let me not just say that. But a lot of it comes down to NIL. And can you pay a kid? And even at this level, these kids aren't making millions of dollars. And like,
Right.
it's 100, 250, $75,000. Like but it's just a matter of coming up with that money.
But
Yeah, that's
that's
just,
the thing too. It's still like a life-changing amount of money. I'm sure
yeah.
you and I
Oh, yeah.
both agree. Being freshmen in college, we would love to have just
Oh,
$50,000 sitting in
yeah.
the right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's definitely life-changing amount of money. And then I'm not talking about anything about these kids, but I mean a lot of them do come from like just an underprivileged background. So that
Exactly.
50,000 is going to go even farther than what it would for somebody that has been like super blessed throughout
Exactly.
their life. So
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
yeah.
100%. So bro, I just hope we keep stacking this, or like maybe I know this is a whole extra game, but maybe winner of the Celebration Bowl goes to play in this in FCS playoffs or something like that. I don't know. Like I understand we want to keep um the HBCUs playing against each other and stuff like that, but it's just a money driven league, man, and we gotta figure out how to get that. Uh, man, Brandon, you got anything else for us?
Let's see. The only D3 shout outs I got this week is for North Central. I actually learned something about them the other day. So the D3 Heisman is called I don't want to pronounce this right, the Gallaudet Trophy.
Okay.
They have won 4 out of the last 5. 3 of those 4 winners have been quarterbacks. And the most recent winner is now playing in the Canadian League. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay. Nah, yeah, that I would say so.
That's all I got, though.
Hey, man, yeah, another great show. Hey, we high school football is over, but we still got college football playoffs. We still got the NFL, as we're gearing up for the playoffs. A lot of teams have kind of come into reality. Um, Colts, Bucks started the season well.
Chiefs.
Boy, and they got hit like a ton of bricks this year.
It's about time.
So, is it? Is it? And I think I was just saying it last week. Like, in years of uncertainty, give it to them.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no, no. We don't know who's gonna win, honestly. Hell, it could be the Panthers. It could be the damn Panthers. Like, man. But if you enjoyed the show, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube. Drop some predictions for these. Who y'all think gonna win a state championship? I mean, not state, win a national championship. Who's gonna make the playoffs? In some of these wild card spots. But hey, we'll be back next week with a lot more around college and the NFL.